Sa pre-space. No.
And now for our feature presentation.
The Breeze, presented in THX, where available.
Alright everybody, we are The Breeze, where I not only do gameplays, I show movie collections.
Yeah, this ought to be good. We haven't done this one in a while.
Oh no, it's been a definitely good while since I've done movie collections. I mean, the most recent one I did was my Disney Masterpiece Collection tapes for Ready Unknown Fox's birthday special. But now this time around, I'm going to show you all my Touchstone tapes that you see right there. Except I'm going to start with the clamshells first, and then I'll get to the slipcover tapes, and even tapes that don't have a slipcover. So, let's begin. I know some of you guys have waited to see my movie collection, so let's get to it. What you see right here is Country. This is the second or third Touchstone film. I'm not too sure, but I do know this is a 1985 movie. And I got this tape at a pawn shop 2.5 years ago. As you can see, the top of it's kind of dusty. I need to clean it. Stars Jessica Lange and Sam Shepard. And Wilford Brimley's in this movie too. You know, the guy from the commercials who talks about diabetes. There's a couple of critique reviews on here. It says, Lange and Shepard have the gift of being totally real and totally glamorous at the same incandescent moment. Said by Jack Kroll of Newsweek. And Rex Reed of New York Post says it's a solid work of immense integrity and artistic grasp. Country makes the audience care. You'll be rooting for the Ivies. Well, that's good. Now, I haven't really seen this movie, so I can't really offer my opinions on it just now. But when I do watch the movie, I'll post, I'll do some annotations and let you know what I think of the movie. Here's the label. And the print date is, from the looks of it, it's February 26th, 1985. I think that's right, but I don't know. Yeah, so there you have it for Country. Let's go ahead and get to the next one here. And I'm not doing these in any particular order. This is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. I've had this since I was 7.5 years old. I remember we got this at the Video Corner rental store. I believe that's where we got it. But yeah, Jay Brown of WR Radio calls it an instant classic for both kids and grown-ups. Oh yeah, this is definitely one of the best movies of all time. In fact, even though Tim Burton didn't direct this, he produced this. I think this is one of his all-time best movies, if not his best. And it's in a black clamshell that you can see. Yeah, this did come from Video Corner. I'm pretty sure it did. Here's the label. Print date is July 29th, 1994. But yeah, Disney was originally going to release this film back in '93, but Michael Eisner considered the film to be too dark for children, so they put it under Touchstone. And then Disney started acquiring the rights. They re-released it under the Disney name in 2006 when it was re-released to theaters in 3D, which I saw in 3D back in 2006. It was really cool. But I know at the beginning of this tape there's previews for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, D2 the Mighty Ducks, and Gargoyles the movie. Alright, and here's the very first Touchstone movie ever made. Splash, with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah. I got this off, I believe I got this off eBay back in 2010. Somebody named Roddy and Denise Hogan used to have this tape. Unfortunately, there's no critique review on the back, but there's Daryl Hannah as a mermaid. Yeah, this is a good movie. I actually watched it over the summer at one point, so I had to give this movie a watch. Here's the label. That's pretty cool. And the print date is August 12th, 1984. Yeah, for those who have never seen the movie Splash, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Okay. Now, let's get to the slipcovers. Most of these tapes are in ABC order for the most part. That's just how I like doing them sometimes. Okay. Here is Adventures in Babysitting. It stars Elizabeth Shue, Keith Coogan, Anthony Rapp, Maya Bruton. Judith Christ of WRTV says it's filled with fun and laughter. And Jeffrey Lyons of Sneak Preview says it's wonderfully entertaining, superbly performed, and loads of unending fun. It was directed by Chris Columbus, that you see, who would later go on to direct Home Alone and Home Alone 2, as well as Mrs. Doubtfire. Anyways, there's the label. Print date on this is September 23rd, 1991. So I believe this has the Touchstone home video promo on there. That would be seen on most early 90s Touchstone tapes. Oh, you can see the label starting to come off, so I'm going to have to tape it back on here. Okay. Oh, there's another call going on, but I'm doing something right now. Here's Alive. Thrilling and heart-stopping, said by Newsweek. I've watched this movie before, and it's a pretty decent film. An incredible film about the power of the human spirit, says ABC Radio Network. This was actually also co-produced by Paramount Pictures, but Paramount had the rights, you know, internationally, while Touchstone had the United States rights. Stars Ethan Hawke. This dealt with the incident that happened back in 1972 when the plane crashed in the Andes Mountains. Here's the label. Print date. Print date is August 14th, 1993. There's a couple of previews at the beginning. There's one for Alive 20 Years Later, which is a documentary about the actual people who were involved in the 1972 incident. And there's also a preview for Blood In, Blood Out, which I actually have right there. I'll show that tape when I show my Hollywood Pictures tape soon. Okay. Here's another Stakeout. This is the sequel to the 1987 film Stakeout with Richard Dreyfuss, Emilio Estevez, and Rosie O'Donnell. This is a former rental from Generic Rental, but I think this somehow got to Hastings, the retail store. I don't know how. ABC Radio Network calls it riotously funny, and thumbs up says Siskel and Ebert. Believe it or not, I have actually never seen this movie, so I'm going. All this time I've had it, I'll have to sit down and watch it. I also need to watch the original Stakeout film soon, which I have up there. There's the label. Print date. Let me get it out. March 30th, 1994. Yeah, a lot of these tapes I have are former rentals. I somehow got them at other places. Okay, right here we have Armageddon with Bruce Willis. Jerry Bruckheimer production, directed by Michael Bay. Total complete fun from beginning to end, says WPIX-TV New York. And there's also a bonus. There's the Aerosmith hit music video for I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which is actually a pretty good song. I know this film got mainly negative reviews at the box office, but despite that, it was the highest grossing film Touchstone ever made, and it even got nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including the song I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Here's the label. Print date is October 31st, 1998. So this was printed on Halloween. And I actually saw this movie. It's not too bad, as most critics say it is. Okay. Here's another one of the early Touchstone films, Baby, Secret of the Lost Legend. This is a reprint that's in the slipcover. I need to find the copy with the original clamshell soon. Los Angeles Daily News calls it a cross between Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T. I've only seen parts of this movie. I haven't seen the whole thing, so again, I can't give my opinions. It's a jungle adventure said by USA Today. The executive producer was Roger Spottiswoode, who would later go on to direct Turner and Hooch, which is one of my all-time favorite Touchstone movies. There's the label. And the print date is a much later printing from August 6th, 1996. I also know for a fact that there's a 1985 Walt Disney Pictures logo included with this film, along with the Touchstone Films logo. But does this copy have it? I have to look into it again to see if it does or not. Okay, here's a good movie right here. Beaches. Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey. I know for a fact that this movie also has the song Wind Beneath My Wings, which is one of the best songs ever. Let's see. A bi-coastal crowd pleaser, brightened by Bette Midler's sass and sweetened with her song, said by Washington Post. And funny, touching, and consistently engaging, says the Hollywood Reporter. Oh yeah. Definitely have to watch this movie again though. This was a Blockbuster video rental. It's a vertical ink label. But to my knowledge here, there is no print date. Oh well. I mean, here's Betsy's Wedding. Yep, that's right, Jay. This is Betsy's Wedding with Molly Ringwald. Sensational. The funniest movie in a long time, says by Gary Franklin of ABC TV, Los Angeles. I believe I got this at a pawn shop somewhere in Tyler back in 2009, I want to say, but not too sure. It's been a while. Dixie Watley of At the Movie says, it's all the love and laughs and chaos one could ever want in a movie. Yeah. It also has Alan Alda, Joey Bishop, Madeline Kahn, Catherine O'Hara, Joe Pesci, Ali Sheedy, and Burt Young. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara and Joe Pesci. They would also be co-stars in Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Anyways, here's the label in this. And the print date is October 11th, 1990. Now, I don't remember the openings to a lot of these tapes, but I am going to post the openings to these on my Daily Motion account, so be on the lookout for those. Okay. Here we have Big Business, another film with Bette Midler, but Lily Tomlin co-stars with her in this one. As you can see, the seal is still on here, but the tape's already open. Midler and Tomlin make a red-hot, roaringly funny comedy team, said People magazine. Oh yeah. Here's the label. This came from Rip's Video in Tyler, Texas on Highway 64. But why is there a 214 number on there? That's usually the Dallas area code. This is from Tyler. And there's no print date on here. Okay. Here's Blaze with Paul Newman. A funny, sexy movie said by USA Today. Sizzling new comedy from the creator of Bull Durham. I remember getting this at a bookstore back in December 2008. US Magazine says Newman delivers a brilliant comic performance. Yeah, it says on here that he won the Academy Award for The Color of Money back in 1986. So it's Lolita Davidovich. I don't know how you say her name. Anyways, I'll show you the label on this tape. And there's no print date on this tape, but despite having the American FBI warning on the sticker label, this is actually a Canadian print because it has the Canadian FBI warnings, where it starts with the license for private home exhibition only screen, and then it goes to the duplication in whole or in part of this video cassette is prohibited screen. And I know there's a preview for Pretty Woman on there. The other preview, I don't quite remember what's on there. And here we have Can't Buy Me Love. San Francisco Chronicle says it has you laughing out loud. A sensitive, warm, and funny, a super film said by KARE-TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul, has originality, wit, and, most important, style. It has Patrick Dempsey, Amanda Peterson, and Dennis Dugan. I know that ABC Family frequently airs this movie, sometimes on the weekends, early in the morning. There's the label. No print date. Now, at the beginning of this tape, there's actually a spot for, you know, trying crack cocaine and how deadly it can be. But hey, Jay, you know who the spokesperson is for that ad?
What?
Pee Wee Herman. Yep, where Pee Wee Herman talks about the deadly effects of using crack cocaine.
This
Yep.
is crack.
Rock cocaine. It isn't glamorous or cool or kid stuff. Every time you use this, you risk dying. Okay, here's Captain Ron, Kurt Russell, Martin Short. New York Newsday called it funny, and I happen to agree with them. This is a funny movie. I remember watching previews of this film on the Honey, I Blew Up the Kid VHS quite frequently. Alright, this is a later printing though, but this is the original copy, but this is a later printing from November 14th, 1996. But yeah, I get a kick out of watching Captain Ron. It's pretty funny. Okay. Next tape we have here, A Civil Action with John Travolta, the best legal thriller ever, said by USA Today. I know this is also co-produced by Paramount Pictures, which they had the international rights to this film, while Touchstone had the rights here in America. CNN called it the best film of the year. Robert Redford actually co-produced this film, even though he didn't star in it. But Robert Duvall co-stars in this movie. Been a while since I've watched A Civil Action. I have to watch it again to see how I really like it. There's the label. This was Hollywood. I got this from Hollywood Video back in the year 2000. Print date, you can barely see it, is June 15th, 1999. Okay. Alright. Cocktail with Tom Cruise. Totally entertaining, said by Jeffrey Lyons of Sneak Preview. Okay. There's the tape. I got this at Ellis Mercantile, I want to say back in either 2009 or 2010. I think 2009. Yeah, this is a pretty good movie. I know there's a rare promo at the beginning for Heartbreak Hotel, the movie. And this tape does not have a print date. Okay. Here we go. The Color of Money. I was talking about this film briefly earlier. This is the film that Paul Newman won an Academy Award. And this also has Tom Cruise. This is the original VHS copy. I got this back at Ellis Mercantile back in the year 2009. I think I got it in the summer. People magazine says the invigorating match of Newman and Cruise makes The Color of Money one of the movie year's best bets. Newsweek magazine says superbly shot, brilliantly scored, acted to near perfection. Yep. Martin Scorsese made this movie, of course. There's the label. Print date on here is April 20th, 1987. And this actually opens with the dark red FBI warning screens, and then the video dealer announcement. If you would like to own a video cassette of this program for your home library, ask your home video dealer about purchasing new or previously viewed tapes. Then the Touchstone home video logo, the Touchstone films logo, then the film. I actually have the opening to this VHS on my Obster07 Daily Motion account, so check that out. And also, another thing I like about this movie is that at the close to the beginning, it has the song One More Night by Phil Collins playing, which is one of my all-time favorites. Okay. Crossing the Bridge. Brilliantly conceived and stunningly acted, sensitive, funny, and dramatic, says WBAM Radio, New York. Okay. think I got this at the Salvation Army store, but I'm not too sure. Timeless, said by New York Newsday. Distinctive, well-defined performances, said by Gannett News Service. It says Josh Charles, Stephen Baldwin, and Jason Gedrick. A film you'll have to see, said by KCOP TV, Los Angeles. Again, I've only seen bits and pieces to this film, so I can't really say too much about it. But the print date on here is February 23rd, 1993. And I have the opening to this tape on my Obstro 7 Daily Motion channel if you want to check that out. I have to start making a new pile of tapes in a bit. I was just briefly talking about Dead Poets Society a second ago. Well, I have a copy of the film. Won 4 Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Actor Robin Williams, Best Director Peter Weir, and Best Original Screenplay. ABC TV Good Morning America calls it brilliant, Los Angeles Times says it's remarkable, and the New York Times says it's exceptional. Okay. Oh yes. Gene Shalit of the Today Show said it's one of the most magnificent motion pictures he's ever seen. Oh yes. Remember watching this movie some time ago. I believe I got this at Salvation Army as well. The later print date. I think I did. Don't quote me on that. There's the label. With, I believe the print date there might be June 5th, 1990. Not sure. But either way, highly recommend this movie if you haven't seen it. Okay. Next up, we have Goldie Hawn and John Hurd in Deceived. The classiest thriller in years. If you like Hitchcock, you'll love Deceived, said CBS Radio Network. A stylish psychological thriller, says CBS TV of Los Angeles, and Goldie Hawn's performance is compelling, said by Newsweek. I have seen this movie before, and I have to tell you, it's definitely a thriller. Here's the label. Later printing of November 10th, 1995, but this is the original copy. I know there's some previews at the beginning. I believe there's a preview for The Rocketeer, as well as a couple others. I'm not too sure, so I have to look into it again. Okay. Oh boy, what to say about this one? Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. I actually have a poster of it right up there on my wall that you see right there. Had that poster for 14 years. He charges $10, but he's willing to negotiate. Oh my. Funniest movie of the season, said Mark S. Allen. I don't really know what to say about this movie. I don't think it's one of the funniest ones I've ever seen, but I know it wasn't that great at the box office. Like, the reviews were mostly negative. Print date, May 17th, 2000. But I will say that this movie will go on my list of guilty pleasures. Okay. Alright. Next up here, Dick Tracy, Warren Beatty. I think this was originally supposed to be released under the Disney banner, but because they're on the VHS of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it has the preview for this movie at the beginning, a trailer, but it has the Walt Disney Pictures logo before it. But I guess Touchstone bought the rights. That'd be my guess. 2 thumbs up. The picture is extraordinary, said Siskel and Ebert. Great movie making, said by Good Morning America. The best comic strip movie yet, says Time Magazine. Bash, irresistible fun, said by the Los Angeles Times. And hysterically funny, says the New York Daily News. Produced and directed by Warren Beatty, who happens to star in the film. Here's the label. It has a vertical yellow sticker label. It's pretty cool. And the print date is January 15th, 1991. But however, there are no previews on this tape whatsoever. I believe I got this at Ellis Mercantile. Okay. Now this tape does not have a case. It's Disorganized Crime. This came from Hastings, but I got this at a pawn shop in 2009. No print date. There's some previews at the beginning though, but I don't quite remember what they are. I have to look into it again. Right? DOA. Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. 2 thumbs up for the stylish DOA, said by Siskel and Ebert. I think this was a remake of the 1949 classic, but I'm not too sure. I actually saw this movie on Cinemax a few years ago. And it was directed by Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel, who would later go on to direct the box office flop Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. Of course, there you have the vertical ink label. Later pressing from February 27th, 1996. Okay. The Doctor with William Hurt. Got this at the Ellis Mercantile. Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. Exceptional, says CBS TV, and ABC TV of Los Angeles rates it a 10. Okay. One of the top films of the year, said by Entertainment Weekly, USA Today, and People. I've heard reviews about this film, and they were all pretty good for the most part. I just have to watch the movie soon. Label. Printed on November 30th, 1995. So this is a later pressing, because the film is from 1991. Okay. Here we go. Down and Out in Beverly Hills. This was the first R-rated film produced by the Walt Disney Studios, although Touchstone has the rights. Hilarious, 2 thumbs up, said by Siskel and Ebert. Okay. Yeah. Dialogue is funny, the direction is funny, the people are funny, these performances could not be better. A terrific film, said by Joel Siegel of Good Morning America, the late great Joel Siegel. Stars Nick Nolte, Bette Midler, and Richard Dreyfuss. Show you all the label. An updated version of the label, but there's no print date. But this is a later pressing. I think this is like a 1987 pressing, because I know the original copy had the dark red FBI warnings, the video dealer announcement, as well as another preview. This one just has the 1984 FBI warnings, and the Touchstone Home Videos logo, then the opening Touchstone logo, and then the film. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a little break, and when we come back, the next Touchstone tape I will show you all will be Ed Wood. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.